Okay, so how I contour my nose, it's really, really simple. I'm going to give you two options. I'm going to give you a drugstore option, which right here is e.l.f. And then the little bit higher quality is the Born This Way by Too Faced. So right here, they're very similar. I'm going to use both of them. So my nose goes, it's like really long, got like a dangler, and it kind of hooks to this way. So I'm going to take this guy, and as you can see, I'm going to go down. I always start right at the eyebrow. Go down, boom, right? Now, see how it's kind of curved now that I have a darker color? I always kind of bring this over a little bit farther, right? So you guys can see how it comes, I'm coming over just a little bit farther. Then I'm going to take this guy, which is the more expensive one, literally the same thing. And now, use just a light hand. You do not need a lot with this because the Born This Way goes a really long way and it's nice and creamy, but it dries down really matte. So then I take this guy and I start at the eyebrow again. And this, you're going to see me kind of just do dots a little bit because, like I said, this one's so creamy. If you use too much, it's going to be a mess. Been there, done that many times. And then I'm going to bring this guy like that. Right? So I always try, I always stop and look once I get to the hook nose part, because like I said, it kind of goes that way. So to keep it straight, I'm just going to bring this one straight down and maybe a little bit over that way. And then I'm going to bring these two together at the end. So you could see like I'm already, this is going to be like kind of going, but it's looking a little bit straight. So then I'm also going to add a little bit over here. Right? So now we're looking a little straight. It's like kind of confusing your eyes. It's looking like I got a straight nose kind of, right? So I let that dry. You want to sit there and let that dry. You don't want to start blending it. That's where I used to go wrong. I would blend it too quick. And when you do blend it too quick, then it gets really out of control. Like the product kind of goes everywhere and then it doesn't stay in one place. So let that baby dry. And then once it dries, you want to take a little, I take a flat brush, right? And I'm just going to push it into my skin. I'm not moving it again. So it can kind of stay in one place. And it's going to look really bizarre at first, trust me. It's going to look real weird. See how that one like barely spread and all I did was touch it? That's why you like really just want a little bit. And sometimes if you feel like you have too much, just take your flat brush and what I'll do is just bring it down, wipe it off. This one though is pretty good. I don't really need to do that. So again, I'm gonna let that sit and dry. Take two setting powder. This one's by Revlon that I really like, and this one's by Derma Blend. So I'm gonna put the Derma Blend on the more expensive side, and then I'm gonna put the Revlon on the drugstore side. And then you could take, I love these ones. I don't care what anyone says. Some people talk bad about them. Some people hate them. Some people like them. I seem to really like them, especially for when I'm doing powder that's loose. You want to take, and it's the Juno and Company ones. They're like velvety. I don't wet it or anything. I take the powder, the Derma Blend, and you could see it has like a little bit of a flat side. So it kind of gets that straight line for me. Push it into here, and then I always just tap it because you don't want to waste it because it's so expensive. And then I'm going to basically just kind of use that flat edge as my guideline and then kind of bring it down. And that's what I love about the flat edge, is it kind of makes it nice and straight for me. And then I'm just going to let it sit and relax. And then for the other side, I'm going to do the exact same thing, just using the Revlon. Take that. Oh wait, actually, whoops, I did the expensive side on the cheap side. Whatever, it doesn't matter, because like I said, this will prove that it's all the same. And then I'm going to just push that down. Then again, push it down, follow your line. And it's okay if it doesn't look super straight at first, which is the best part of letting it dry. So look how skinny it's looking. Whoa, kind of looking like Michael Jackson right now. It's all right, we're getting there. We're getting one step closer. Okay, so then I like to let that sit for 1 second. And then take whichever powder you want. It really doesn't matter. But I have like a little bit of a humpity hump right here. I'm not a fan. It's the Italian in me, I think. I don't know. So I kind of just am going to start bringing in that tan just a little tiny bit. See how I'm just pushing it in just a little bit, nothing too crazy, but it's looking really dark, obviously. I know. The haters are gonna come at me right now. So it's nice and dry. I can feel that it's really dry, which is like perfect. That's where we want it, because we don't want it to spread and get dirty, and it'll be way harder. So then take whichever powder you want. I'm just gonna take the Dermablend because I love it. It covers everything. And then what I do is because I have that hump, I just put it right between my eyebrows, right there. Bring it up, and it's okay if anything falls. That's what I love about Dermablend. Like, I don't know, it just works out great. And then I'm gonna put just a teeny tiny bit there, right? And then you wanna take a big puffy brush. So, and then I'm just gonna kind of like dab it off. Boop, boop, boop. Tap, tap, tap. And then whatever's left over, as I'm pushing it into my nose and stuff, it's going over top of where that bronzer is, where I contoured my nose. So it's giving you just enough, right? I'm going to take a little bit of the Hello Happy in shade 5. I like to take a little bit of a flat puffy brush, and this is where I'm going to really start buffing that concealer into the powder to give it more of that nice natural feel. And see how it's like looking a little wild right there? That's okay. I kind of just buff it away. And if I feel like I went too far, like kind of like right there a little bit, or if it's like too dark, it's not blending amazingly, and kind of let it sit for a minute. And then as it sits, it's going to take away a lot of that darkness. And over here again, just so it's nice and defined, and then kind of under this little nose guy, just because it's looking a little dark. And over here again, wipe it away. And here is my finished nose look. The finished look, you guys could see it's nice and blended. It gives it just a little bit of definition without being too over the top. It looks nice and natural. It gives your nose just a little bit thinning out, and it made it look just a little bit more straight. Nothing too crazy. So that's kind of my trick, is to make it not look so harsh, where you see like a dramatic line where the dark and the light is. That's kind of where you go wrong, and just picking the wrong bronzer sometimes can really make it go wrong too. It'll look a little bit too gray to where it just, you lock in with the eyes and you see it right away. So basically all you want to do is just let that concealer dry. Make sure you don't use too much concealer. Use a good bronzer, and like I said, it doesn't have to be expensive concealer. It can be drugstore concealer, drugstore bronzer. It really doesn't matter. Drugstore, everything. They make such good products now. So this just goes to show you it looks the same on each side. And I hope this helps you guys if you were kind of wondering how to contour your nose or make that guy look a little bit different. So I love you guys. I hope this video helps, and I'll see you soon.